This is Mac OS Ken Ultra.
A new iPhone, a new iPad, and a new small Mac that's pretty huge. It is Wednesday, the 9th of March, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macosken. This show is also sponsored by New Relic, helping you monitor, debug, and improve your entire stack. You hear that, software engineer? That is the sound of something going wrong at work. You're home, you're comfy, you're relaxed. And there's the sound of somebody reaching for the phone to tell you that something is broken. They don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. And that is the sound of the rest of your night turning into morning while you try to figure out what the fix needs to happen. That will not happen with New Relic. New Relic monitors the status of software from inside, combining 16 different monitoring tools that you would normally buy separately. It will not fix an issue, but it will pinpoint issues down to the line of code so you know exactly where to focus your fix. That's why the developer and ops teams at Atlassian, DoorDash, GitHub, and more than 14,000 other companies use New Relic to debug and improve their software. The next evening emergency is just waiting to happen. Get New Relic before it does. And you can get access to the whole New Relic platform and 100 gigabytes of data free forever. No credit card required. Sign up at newrelic.com/macosken. NEWRELIC. That's newrelic.com/macosken. newrelic.com/macosken. There were some surprises during Apple's peak performance event on Tuesday. The new iPhone SE was not one of them. If you didn't know you were holding a new model, you might have no hint. Same 4.7-inch screen size, same colors, same old home button with Touch ID. Same look, as I say, though that might get me in a tiny bit of trouble. While the second generation iPhone SE came in black, white, and product red, the new ones come in midnight, starlight, and product red. Totally different, a pox upon me. While changes may not be obvious from the outside, there are many improvements. Those start with the processor. The newest iPhone SE rocks the same A15 Bionic that powers the iPhone 13 line. That gives it better battery life and improved camera functionality according to the company, including smart HDR4, photographic styles, and deep fusion. One marquee feature found in the 13 line but missing from the new SE is cinematic mode. A piece from 9 to 5 Mac says the feature, which lets users blur the background of a video, did not make it into this week's model. It's possible the feature needs more than the SE's single lens. Maybe Apple's holding it out for differentiation. Whatever the case, don't look for it. It won't be there. What is there is 5G. Giving the usual sales pitch, Apple says 5G allows users to take advantage of the latest generation of wireless technology with faster uploads and downloads, lower latency, and better experiences in more places. Once again, though, something is missing. Or missing. A piece from Apple Insider says iPhone SE only supports sub-6 GHz 5G, not mmWave. According to the piece, the faster mmWave potentially brings data transfer speeds in excess of 4 gigabits per second. It requires the use of high-frequency bands, however, which are still not commonplace. Slower sub-6 GHz bands are considered more robust than the mmWave ones, and they also don't need cell towers to be as close together. Mentions I've seen online indicate that almost no one has actually experienced mmWave 5G, save for in incredibly densely populated areas. mmWave compatible iPhones have also not been released outside the US, so really it's probably going to be a while before iPhone SE 3 users feel any sort of effect from not having mmWave access. There are other differences between iPhone 13 and iPhone SE, and between iPhone SE and iPhone SE. Anyway, there are differences about which you should know. 9 to 5 Mac hits a few of those. While the back glass on iPhone SE is said to be as strong as the back glass on iPhone 13, the SE update apparently doesn't feature the same display toughness. iPhone 13's ceramic shield is not listed among iPhone SE's features. No MagSafe for iPhone SE, just so you know. While it stands up to dust and water as well as its predecessor, boasting the same IP67 rating, iPhone 13 is rated IP68. One better, as Nigel Tufnell might point out. Finally, there is the price. It is more, though not by much. Getting into a 64GB iPhone SE used to run buyers $399. When the next one hits, it'll cost $30 more, starting at $429 for the 64GB model. The 128GB version will go for $479, while the 256GB model will set buyers back $579. For a normal iPhone release, we talk about setting our alarm clocks, though I'm not sure iPhone SE is a set your alarm type of device. Whatever the case, Apple says customers in Australia, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Japan, the UK, the US, and more than 30 other countries and regions will be able to pre-order iPhone SE beginning at 5 a.m. Pacific on Friday, the 11th of March. Availability will begin the following Friday, March the 18th. If your reason for not getting an iPhone 13 had to do not with the cost nor with the weight, but the color, you've got another option. Apple introduced 2 new iPhone colors on Tuesday, green and green. Apologies, green is for iPhone 13, Alpine green is for iPhone 13 Pro. A pox upon me. Same as the new iPhone SE, orders for the green iPhone and the other green iPhone go up in 30-plus countries this Friday, the 11th of March. The phones will hit the world's hot little hands a week later, on Friday, March 18th. As unsurprising as the iPhone SE update was the introduction of an updated iPad Air. Lots to like about the new fondle slab, including the inclusion of the M1 chip, as seen in various Macs and iPad Pro, 5G connectivity, a new front camera with center stage, and more. According to Apple's PR speak, the 8-core CPU delivers up to 60% faster performance, and the 8-core GPU delivers up to 2 times faster graphics performance compared to the previous iPad Air. Combined with the CPU and GPU, a 16-core neural engine powers advanced machine learning functions that enable next-level experiences. Cool as the front camera is, the back camera is not too shabby. The 12-megapixel wide camera can capture sharp pictures and 4K video, scan documents, and let users do that crazy AR thing. Plus, cellular models include 5G connectivity. I'm assuming that is minus mmWave connectivity, though I'm not 100% on that. Cool colors including space gray, starlight, pink, purple, and blue. 2 capacities available. The 64GB version will run $599 for Wi-Fi only, with the 256 Wi-Fi model running $749. Add cellular and it's $749 for the 64GB model and $899 for the 256. Given iPad's hard-to-get nature of late, this will be a set your alarm device, so set your alarm. Orders start on Friday the 11th of March in 29 countries, including the U.S. They will be out to the world the following Friday, the 18th of March. Did you buy an Intel-based Mac Pro? Yeah, this one might sting a bit then. While there had been speculation that Apple would do something to update the Mac line, what they did still seemed largely unexpected. On Tuesday, Apple introduced Mac Studio and a Studio display to go along with it. With the new machine comes a new processor, 2 flavors of Mac Studio available, one powered by M1 Max and another by the new M1 Ultra. You know, a few years ago I made fun of everybody calling their streaming services blank plus, Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, though that one is more recent. Anyway, that day I started calling my show macOS Ken
Ultra.
I'm not accusing Apple of anything. I will let my attorneys do that for me. According to the company, Mac Studio powered by M1 Max enables up to 2.5 times faster CPU performance than the fastest 27-inch iMac with a 10-core processor, up to 50% faster CPU performance than Mac Pro with a 16-core Xeon processor, up to 3.4 times faster graphics performance than the 27-inch iMac, and over 3 times faster than Mac Pro with its most popular graphics card, up to 7.5 times faster than the 27-inch iMac according to the company, and up to 3.7 times faster than 16-core Mac Pro when transcoding video. Kicking it up a notch, Mac Studio powered by M1 Ultra enables up to 3.8 times faster CPU performance than the fastest 27-inch iMac with 10-core processor, up to 90% faster CPU performance than Mac Pro with a 16-core Xeon processor, up to 60% faster CPU performance than 28-core Mac Pro, up to 4.5 times faster graphics performance than the 27-inch iMac, and up to 80% faster than the fastest Mac graphics card available today, and up to 12 times faster than the 27-inch iMac, and up to 5.6 times faster than 28-core Mac Pro when transcoding video. Now, I'm no video transcoder, but that sounds like a lot more times more. For folks worried about connectivity, ports aplenty. On the back, says Apple, Mac Studio includes 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports to connect displays and high-performance devices, a 10 gigabit Ethernet port, 2 USB-A ports, an HDMI port, and a Pro audio jack. The front features 2 USB-C ports, which are either fast or super fast, depending on which M1 is in play. There's also an SD card slot on the front, which is kind of convenient. Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.0 are built in as well, according to the company. What is the best way to see what you're doing on your Mac Studio? Apple would probably say the best way is with a Studio display. Studio display features a 27-inch 5K Retina screen with over 14.7 million pixels, according to Apple. Don't count them, just take their word. Of course, it has True Tone, automatically adjusting the display's color temperature to the light around it. The screen is anti-reflective, though you can spend more for the nano texture option that was first introduced on Pro Display XDR. The display is powered by Apple's A13 Bionic chip, as seen in iPhone 11 and the previous iPhone SE. It includes a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera with center stage. Thank you, A13. The company says the display also includes a studio-quality 3-microphone array with an especially low noise floor for crystal-clear calls and voice recordings. It also features a high-fidelity 6-speaker sound system, 4 force-canceling woofers, and 2 high-performance tweeters. The speakers also support spatial audio for music and video with Dolby Atmos. Thank you once again, A13. Checking on its connectivity, Studio Display has 3 USB-C ports and a Thunderbolt port. Checking on its availability, Man, I wish you had a time machine. Both Mac Studio and Studio Display went up for order yesterday. Folks who were quick on the draw will get theirs on Friday, the 18th of March. Folks who decided to give it a day will have a lot of time to kick themselves if they are so inclined. By mid-afternoon on the West Coast, early evening back east, 9 to 5 Mac already had a headline saying Mac Studio and Studio Display shipping estimates slipping into May, hours after launch. Buying off the rack doesn't look quite that bad. Checking Tuesday night, an as-is Mac Studio powered by M1 Macs shows delivery between the 23rd of March and the 30th. Longer wait for the M1 Ultra version. With no modification, those show delivery between the 20th of April and the 27th. The M1 Max machine starts at $1,999. Apple is not kidding about the Ultra. That one starts at $3,999. Studio Display starts at $1,599. And yes, you heard me correctly, the Display has a starting price. I mentioned earlier that you can add Pro Display XDR's Nano Texture Glass. A piece from Engadget says that adds $300 to the cost. And while it does come with a tilt-adjustable stand or a wall mount, if you want a stand that is both tilt and height adjustable, you're dropping another $400. Get both and you're close to $2,300 for the $1,600 display. While I've not done the math myself, a piece from MacRumors says a fully tricked out Apple Studio package, complete with the highest-end Mac Studio, Studio Display, and accessories, would run buyers close to $11,000. Free shipping, though, so you'd almost be an idiot to not. If you've got an Intel-based Mac Pro, not only is your machine not dead, it actually got a new option on Tuesday. MacRumors says AMD announced the AMD Radeon Pro W6600X GPU for the machine. Quick aside, I know people get annoyed with Apple's naming convention for Apple Silicon. M1 Pro, M1 Max, M1 Ultra. But seriously, which is easier to grasp? M1 Ultra or Radeon Pro W6600X? I nearly fell asleep reading that both times. If you've been considering getting an Intel-based Mac Pro, for the love of all that's holy, do not. First of all, I'm pretty sure Apple said somewhere in all of that you can trick out a Mac Studio for better performance than the current Mac Pro. And second, there's an Apple Silicon Mac Pro in the works. The same MacRumors piece points out Apple confirmed Tuesday that it is working on an Apple Silicon-based version of the Mac Pro that will see the company transitioning away from Intel chips and AMD graphics, but there's no word on when such a machine might launch. Well, end of the year, right? I mean, Apple said a little less than a year and a half ago that it would complete its transition from Intel to Apple Silicon in a couple of years. Those 2 years end this year. Anyway, that's the haps on that front. More news in a moment, but first a word from Headspace. Meditation made simple. You know how when you spend time with somebody who's in a bad mood, their mood can rub off on you? Yeah, what do you think happens to other people when you're in a bad mood? With the state of the world over the past few years, heck, just over the last few weeks, being bummed makes sense. But you can do something about it with Headspace. Once you download the Headspace app and try their mindfulness routines, it takes just a few minutes a day to change your relationship with stress and anxiety to start to feel better. That is something friends and family will notice and feel. We can't change what happens in the world, but with Headspace, you can learn to take control of your mental health and choose how you respond. Headspace makes it easy to make mindfulness part of your daily life and improve your mental health for the better. I do know it has helped me. However you're feeling, try Headspace at headspace.com/macOSKen and get 1 month free of their entire mindfulness library. This is the best Headspace offer available, so go to headspace.com/macOSKen today. headspace.com/macOSKen. With new hardware hitting next week, you will not be surprised to hear that new operating systems are hitting next week as well. Ahead of those, Apple has made a bunch of release candidates available to developers. 2 pieces from Apple Insider spread the word. One announces the RC for macOS Monterey 12.3, while the other announces release candidates for iOS and iPadOS 15.4, watchOS 8.5, and tvOS 15.4. I will be really surprised if Apple does not release the same candidates to the public beta program this week. Then again, I was really surprised last time, too. Not birthday cake surprised, more, why did I say that out loud surprised? Anyway, OS updates are headed our way, and quickly. And now concentrating on the wrong thing. Do you ever wonder when Apple makes these pre-recorded presentations? I saw some people complaining on Twitter on Tuesday about the fact that Apple said nothing during Tuesday's event about Russia's ongoing aggression against Ukraine, which is entering its 3rd week. Some defended the company, pointing out that there was no telling when the various segments were shot. Others said, yeah, okay, but they could have tacked on some sort of acknowledgement. Personally, I think Apple's statements on the situation, both to the public and to employees, moving Crimea back to Ukraine in the maps and weather apps, plastering donation links for humanitarian aid across all of its services, suspension of hardware sales in Russia, and nixing App Store ad sales in Russia, all send a pretty strong message. Additionally, from a presentation point of view, how does one talk about the atrocities being visited upon the people of Ukraine, then say, but enough about that, let's sell some iPhones? It turns out Apple actually did acknowledge the situation, though in a subtle way. A piece from Cult of Mac points to Apple CEO Tim Cook's outfit for the peak performance. According to the site, Cook emceed the event wearing an eye-catching yellow sport band on his Apple Watch. Paired with his blue sweater, Cook seemed to be making a subtle gesture of support for Ukraine. Yellow and blue are the colors of the Ukrainian national flag. While Cook didn't call out the situation in Ukraine during the presentation, the cult says the color pairing seems unlikely to have been a coincidence. Speaking of watch bands and colors, the Apple accessory spring collection is out. iDownload blog says the Cupertino company hit with new colors for Apple Watch bands and iPhone MagSafe cases on Tuesday. According to the piece, the new colors are for the silicone cases for all iPhone 13 models, including the Mini and Pro Max. There's Lemon Zest, Blue Fog, Eucalyptus, and Nectarine. On the watch end of things, new band colors for the Solo Loop, Braided Solo Loop, Sport Band, and Sport Loop include Nectarine, Lemon Zest, Eucalyptus, Bright Green, Starlight, and Abyss Blue. Kinda dig the Lemon Zest. Both the phone cases and the new watch bands are available to order on Apple's site. They will each run buyers $49. As had been expected, HomePod Mini will have some new places to call home soon. 9to5Mac says after Tuesday's peak performance event, Apple added the HomePod Mini to its stores in the Netherlands, Switzerland, and Belgium, Belgium. It will arrive in those countries by the end of March. And finally today, an announcement from Apple that could be the start of something big. Early in the peak performance event, the company announced a tie-up with Major League Baseball for Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV+. Apple describes the offering as a weekly doubleheader with live pre- and post-game shows that will be available to fans in 8 countries exclusively on Apple TV Plus as soon as the regular season begins. Interestingly, no location restrictions on the service. Like if you live in Boston and one of the Friday night games is at Fenway, you still get to see the game on Apple TV Plus. But wait, there's more. Apple's press release says fans in the US will be able to enjoy MLB Big Inning, a live show featuring highlights and look-ins airing every weeknight during the regular season. Baseball fans in the US and Canada will also have access to a new 24/7 live stream with MLB game replays, news and analysis, highlights, classic games, and more, as well as a full complement of on-demand programming, including highlights and MLB-themed original content. Apple TV Plus subscribers in Australia, Brazil, Canada, Japan, Mexico, Puerto Rico, South Korea, the UK, and the US will have access this season. Apple and MLB say programming will expand to other countries in the future. That was not everything that happened Tuesday. The company previewed a few titles headed to Apple TV Plus. It also killed a big computer off-screen. We'll hit that, look for reaction to peak performance, and hit other news on Thursday. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by New Relic, helping you monitor, debug, and improve your entire stack. Learn more and get started at newrelic.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Headspace, meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.